I would be disappointed if there was a yes vote. I mean, my wife is from Glasgow. My mum and many generations before her were from Edinburgh, and so we have close affiliations with Scotland and have done for many years. And I just emotionally feel it would be sad if Scotland was to separate. I mean, I think that Alex Salmond has done an absolute blinder in what he's achieved to date, and I think that for the sake of the Scottish people and the people below the border, it would be better if a lot more powers are devolved to Scotland, but that independence doesn't happen, because I think the consequences of independence are potentially quite catastrophic.
As a business person, how would it affect your view of investing in Scotland? I'm thinking particularly about the issue about which currency it may use. The
big problem about Scottish independence is there's just so many imponderables, and we just don't know, what the situation's going to be like afterwards. I mean, to me, it's a bit like a divorce. I mean, if you have a divorce, generally speaking, I think both sides get hurt, and it's best to try, not to have a divorce. And you've got a situation where only, the maximum I think is about 50% of Scottish people want this. I think the vast majority of people below the border don't want this to happen, and therefore, there's something like 50% of people in Scotland who don't want this. And so I think, at this stage, it would be better if you could actually have a situation where a lot more powers are devolved to Scotland, and then let the voters have another chance in 5 or 10 years' time to see whether that's worked or not. That's what's happened in Quebec. Quebec have stayed part of Canada. I was just there last week, and it seems to have worked for them. They've got the best of both worlds.
So you think if it's close vote, and if it is Devo Max as it's described, that let's see if that works for maybe a decade, and then let's have another test of independence with a referendum at that stage.
Yeah, but I think the Scottish people most likely will benefit the most by sort of saying, well, look, there's always a possibility we could do this again in 10 years' time. Give us everything we want, and I think they'll get most of what they want, but remain part of the greater community. I mean, the UK is a powerful group of group of nations, or whatever you call them, and to break that up, I think will weaken both Scotland and I think everybody south of the border.